hazing continues to be a big problem here in the U.S. In fact, there were about 59 hazing deaths since 2005. So naturally, some lawmakers want to pass legislation that would take care of this. They want to pass anti-hazing legislation. Representative Frederica Wilson was one of those representatives who wanted to do this. In fact, she promised to propose anti-hazing legislation. However, she received $1,000 from something known as Frat PAC. And Frat PAC is lobbying to make sure that the legislature does not pass or even propose anti-hazing legislation.
So there's so many parts of the story that I love. Number one, there's something called Frat PAC. Okay, come on. Like, there's a PAC for everything. Number two, hazing is almost bullying in a sense. It's not exactly right? But
it goes further than bullying, and I totally understand that there are forms of bullying where it gets physical. But with hazing, I mean, you put yourself in situations where you are likely to die. So in one case, there was...
I don't know about likely, but it could happen.
No. Okay, look, there was that whole story about the band member who had to go on a bus, and when he got on a bus, 14 different people started beating him down. That was an initiation into the frat, or initiation into whatever group he was trying to join. There was another case where this kid had to go into like a dark field, and members of the fraternity initiated him by beating the shit out of him. He suffered severe brain injuries, and he died as a result of it. So situations where people are jumping you, I mean, that's what you hear about in gangs. That's how gangs initiate people.
Right, and there's a lot of physical aspects of it. Obviously, over drinking, you could die from alcohol poisoning. Now, look, that's very rare. Okay, it's very rare.
Yeah, 59 deaths since 2005.
Yeah, now
that's significant.
I know, but there's thousands and thousands of people in frats, etc. But 59 is not an insignificant number. I agree with you, right? But it doesn't really matter, because who's in favor of let him do it? 59 deaths, that's fine, right? Now, and you might say, hey, you know what? Reasonable people could disagree as to whether you should have legislation over that. Okay, that's a very reasonable argument. But for someone to go on a pro-hazing campaign is a little funny, to say the least. And they're like, dude, bro, we're Frat PAC. We're totally pro-hazing. And then the final part that I love is how cheap the politicians are.
$1,000.
$1,000 will do it. She was the one who was going to sponsor the legislation. She pulls it for $1,000.
No. It gets better than that. She had a banner, like she had a picture where she's holding a banner with this woman named Leanne Kowiak. And Kowiak's son died as a result of the hazing. You know, the situation where he went into a dark field and people beat him up. She wanted to raise awareness about that. So she was working with this Representative Wilson, to create this legislation. So this representative literally has a picture with this woman holding a banner about anti-bullying, anti-hazing legislation. And it's still on her website. And she never sponsored it. She never even introduced it. The media has asked her why she hasn't introduced it yet. And she's like, oh yeah, I'm getting to it. There were a few things that we needed to kind of change about the bill and blah, blah. You're not going to propose anything. Let's keep it real.
We've been to this rodeo before. And it's not a coincidence that money changes votes. It happens all the time. What's amazing is how cheap you can buy them.
I found this interesting. This is according to Bloomberg. They say that Frat PAC's activity isn't limited to Congress. It has also lobbied against U.S. Education Department guidelines for investigating sexual assaults on campus. That's fascinating, given the fact that sexual assaults on campus continue to be a big deal because administrators continue to brush it under the rug and not do anything to investigate or prosecute those that are accused of doing rape and sexual assault on campus or at frat houses or sorority houses.
And by the way, isn't this an admission by Frat PAC that, sexual assaults happen at fraternities, so we want to make sure you don't investigate it so we can continue to do sexual assaults?
Yeah,
congratulations, Frat PAC. And congratulations to the Congress people that you apparently easily buy off.